Hi, I'm Justin Roper. I'm the quarterback coach at University of Northern Iowa. I want to talk a little bit about a quarterback base and a couple techniques I've used when a lot of coaches ask about what do I do if my quarterback is also a baseball player. So the first thing we want to start with is talking about a quarterback base, right? If your player's a pitcher, or any kind of baseball player, he probably already has a good natural base. The easiest way I like to describe it to my quarterbacks is get in a good boxer's or fighter's stance, right? Instead of saying your feet are shoulder width apart or your knees are slightly bent, I try to put something in their mind for them to think about and replicate based off of body language and a feel, right? So if I tell you to stand like a boxer, you're going to have a natural body stance that's aggressive. You're going to have power in your legs. Your knees are going to be slightly bent. It may be slightly less than or more than shoulder width, but you're going to be in a similar area. The whole purpose is to get power in your base so where you can drive off your back foot, right? The other thing that you're going to notice is if you say to get in a boxer stance, my hands are going to be up instead of down or maybe too high. They're going to be around that chin, throat, chest area, which is kind of what you're looking for. As far as ball carriage goes, easiest way I like to say it, I want to have my arms relaxed and then just bring the ball to my chest. Very simple. My arms are relaxed. I don't have any tension. My elbows aren't flaring out. Right? It's a very natural thing for us just to bring the ball to my chest. That's an easy ball carriage posture. And you're also going to see that there's some space between the ball and my chest. All right? So there are two basic fundamental differences that happen between baseball players and quarterbacks, especially when it comes to if your quarterback's a pitcher. The first thing that is very common is when you separate the ball from your non-throwing hand, you get this motion, right? They'll drop the ball down, right, with the offhand as well and bring it all the way around. A lot of coaches have asked about how do I correct this, all right? There's a lot of different theories, right? A lot of people have talked about pushing the ball back. One of the easiest things that I've started to use is actually dropping and throwing the ball with one hand. So with your offhand, you can either hold your shorts or you can hold your shirt, jersey, whatever it may be, right? The whole purpose is if I have two hands on the ball, I have a lot more control. I feel more under control of the ball, so I feel like I have a lot more margin for error with how I separate with the ball. If I hold the ball with one hand in my whole drop, whatever I'm doing, you can do different slide drills, drops, doesn't matter, throwing on time, hitch or no hitch. If I only have one hand on the ball, my mind thinks I'm less confident in my grip and I can't afford all the extra movement. So I have to draw back first instead of doing extra movement down and away. It takes a long time to start to replicate and change any kind of motion that way. So this is something you may want to do 10 to 15 throws every day with whatever else you may be doing. It's not going to be something that you can correct in 2 tries. This is going to be over the long haul, maybe a 6-month process. But anything that's going to build good muscle memory, it takes a long time. So one of the things that I do with my quarterbacks is we will work speed outs, fade throws, post routes, whatever it may be down the field. Well, they'll have to, and you're not going to be able to catch the snap and then go to it. So they'll start, especially if you're under center, it's a good way to use it. Holding the shorts or holding the shirt, taking a 5-step drop, hitch, maybe no hitch, and then finishing my throw, and I'm not using this hand at all on the ball. I have to have full control over it with just my throwing hand. The important coaching point that gets forgotten is to still use your off arm to pull, right? A lot of guys, when they take the hand off the ball, right, they will not pull with that off arm. They let it hang there, and it becomes a push motion, right? So I always like to hold my shirt instead of my shorts. That way I can still pull down with my off arm. That is the first technique that I would use as far as separating the ball. It's a common issue that happens between baseball players and quarterbacks when they try to go back and forth between sports.